Right, so Scan from the Mega Powers with UK legend Michael Oku. Since you're in the Mega Powers, we gotta kick it off with the handshake.
I gotta hold it, right? I gotta hold it here. I gotta look at that one.
That's
there
right.
We go. Okay, I like it. I mean, okay.
Listen,
I'm with it.
The mega, the mega powers, yeah. Mega powers, yeah.
So, like, obviously you're known for being incredible. You know, we've seen you for a lot of the UK indies do amazing matches. You know, even having Will Ospreay's last match in Rev Pro, which was fantastic. You know, we've seen you make the big jump over to the States now. You're doing incredible stuff over there. You performed today on 0 Hour for Forbidden Door, man. Tell us about the match and that experience in front of this huge O2 crowd. How was that for you?
Yeah, no, this is a surreal experience. That was the goal from, I want to say like late last year. I was like, I'm going to get on this show. I'm going to be in Forbidden Door, I'm going to wrestle at O2. And what makes it special for me personally was the O2 was the first place I watched a live wrestling show. 15 years ago, 2010.
Wow.
The freaking guest host era of Raw.
Oh, no.
I think Cena had the orange shirts at that time. So it was just a sea of orange. I was in the nosebleed, so like to see the sea of orange, to be there, to see that show live. And like I had like a knockoff NWO t-shirt and stuff like that. You know, you got to find a way you get it, and just, you know, I was a kid back then, just thinking, man, this would be cool. Yeah. But I hadn't even begun my wrestling journey, so to really full circle it and to now actually be my music to hit, my catchphrase to hit, people to know me, to make noise for me, show up and show me love. It's something I couldn't have imagined.
Yeah, and essentially you're living the dream.
Yeah, that's it.
For a lot of us, they never made it, you know. So it's beautiful to see that, man.
No, and I'm always kind of thinking of like, man, that is something that's happening where people are seeing. You know, sometimes you think I'm doing things for myself, of like, this is what I'm doing because I want to do it. But then I realize along the journey that like, no, people are kind of living through me. And I nearly have a responsibility kind of to do well for so many people up and down London, up and down the culture. There's a whole thing about it that I didn't even open my mind to until they're bringing it to me and they're letting me know. So it's...
And do you know what it's reminiscent? Because obviously you grew up in the UK as well, right?
Yeah, London.
Yeah. So you would relate to the times where we'd see the one black person on TV and be like, yo, that's our representative.
That's us. That's me. There I am.
And for a lot of us, that's our introduction to the first black British wrestler in the indie scenes is you. You know?
I guess.
And you're carrying the flag for us, man, and you're doing incredible things. You're doing amazing things for Ring of Honor, AEW, man. So, I mean, tell us what's your goals and ambitions going forward? What's next?
It's kind of a vague answer, but it's a broad one, a big one, and it is to keep going forward and to take that next step. I want to keep making noise. I want to keep seeing where I can go that's gonna grab people's attention. You know, again, myself and Amira, I feel like we've got something special together as an act. You know, it's funny enough, the name of your podcast. You know, we do take a lot of inspiration from Macho Man and Elizabeth. That's kind of what we're doing. And we want to see how far we can take, you know, a heroic, there's a couple who are a heroic act, have good morals, and we want to take it like to main events of, if it is an AEW, if it's beyond, if it's elsewhere, we're open to it. You know, we're flying out to Mexico tomorrow. So we're going around the world. We're making this a thing, and I think us being like household names, that's the ultimate goal.
But also, what does it feel like to do it on your terms, keeping your name and having your own personal creative control of your direction, man?
That's it. You know, this is the theme music I use on the indies. I came out to the music I use on the indies to the name that my mother gave me. Go away, man. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's a wild thing. There's a lot of, I think people, especially wrestlers, need to remember the power that we have and the leverage that we have and to hold on to it. So a big thing that I want to have no matter where I go is A, my name, and still that creative freedom to kind of do it the way I want.
Now, with the explosions of UK indie wrestling right now in the UK, man, is there any tips or advice that maybe someone could be watching this right now that you could give to them?
No, I say, you know, kind of get stuck in full force. What's really good about the scene at the moment is the fact that there's a lot of training schools up and down. I think when when I started, there might have been maybe 2 training schools in London.
Right.
Now there's about 5.
Yeah.
So you got the pick of the litter of where you can go train. You can train multiple places. Multiple of those schools will have you different days of the week. So when it comes to, you know, people who are trying to get their start or trying to navigate the industry,
Right.
I say commit yourself to training, commit yourself to the industry. It's a kind of, there's that phrase where you say like mouth shut, ears open.
Yeah.
I actually disagree with that.
Ooh.
Ask questions.
Yeah.
If you got a question, ask a question. Allow yourself to be inquisitive, because that's how you learn even further. If
Right.
people don't want to answer those questions that you have, then they're stopping you from learning. So keep everything open.
Yeah.
Have an open mind, have an open spirit, have an open heart, because if you put your passion into this, I'm living proof that you never know how far it could take you.
That's
I was
fantastic.
going to ask something.
Yeah, absolutely.
For those who doesn't know, whereabouts in London you're from? What
Hack-
borough or what
I'm
where you
Hackney.
represent?
I'm a Hackney boy. You know.
H-Town, yeah?
Yeah, I was born in Homerton Hospital. You know,
What part of Hackney?
so like really close to Old Street. So that's why I get announced as from Old Street. So Shoreditch area. That's the one. Hoxton. That's it. That's me right there. So. But I like the way Old Street sounded, so I always said if I was a wrestler, I'd be from Old Street. So to get to here from Old Street, London.
Because there's a lot of people
crazy.
who come out of that area as well. There's even the Afrobeat group, NSG, comes from there. And they doing big as well. They grace the stage in here in that building as well.
There you go, Indigo too, right? So yeah, that's where I'm from. So I'm a London boy, you know. So I've seen it all, been it all. I was back before it got gentrified, to be clear.
Hey.
Back when it was rough, right?
Yeah.
So
when Shoreditch was dark.
That's it, you know what I mean?
Remember that? Like 20
yeah,
years ago,
exactly.
it wasn't how it was now.
That's
it was very dark.
Not a coffee shop in sight, I tell you that.
Only the 2 bagel shops.
Yeah, maybe.
2 bagel shops.
Yeah, there's 2 bagel shops. But that's when we should have questioned things. We said, wait, what's coming up here? But yeah.
Right, so a lot of the greats would always say that they have like a mentor or somebody that they look up to, you know, when they're ascending up the card. Who would you say is your mentor, or who would you say that you've learned the most from in this business?
Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yeah?
And then, you know, it makes perfect sense. You know, this weekend, I've teamed with Speedball Mike Bailey twice.
Right.
I teamed with him at 0 Hour in this, you know, Jet Speed and myself teamed together. And then Rev Pro, which is the main promotion I wrestle at, we did a 2-day anniversary show in night 1. Big, gigantic 10-man tag main event, and Speedball's on my side again. So he's just taught me so much and given me so much advice about wrestling matches and how to put together a really good match, a good dramatic match. And so then now for him to be like literally in my corner, someone I can tag in to support me, it's been incredible. So I'd say Speedball.
That's fantastic, man. Michael, thank you so much.
Whoa, we gotta do it
Taking
again.
time to kick it with the Mega Powers.
Oh,
Appreciate you, brother.
thank you.
The mega powers, yeah. Mega powers, yeah.